Poetic response to grief is to say, this loss is absolute. The void is real. I cannot optimize it away. Therefore, I am going to build a dwelling that is structurally designed to hold this wound.
You let the mystery stand. That is the essence of it. The calculative mind tries to file the sacred or the tragic under inventory. The poetic mind refuses.
It recognizes that human dwelling is fundamentally poetic at its core.
Exactly.
I want to pause here, though, and challenge something.
Sure.
We've set up this tension between our modern desire to calculate and master the world gestalt and our absolute inability to master death.
Right.
But the way we are talking makes it sound like this is a uniquely modern problem. Like we only lost our way when the Industrial Revolution happened.
I see what you mean.
But the text pivots sharply away from 20th century Germany and goes all the way back to ancient Greece. It suggests that this tension is baked into our DNA.
It is the oldest human problem. And to prove this, the text turns to Sophocles, specifically the famous choral ode from his tragedy, Antigone, written in the 5th century BC.
The Ode to Man.
Yes. Both Heidegger and Hölderlin considered this specific piece of writing to be the ultimate, authentic definition of what it means to be human.
That's high praise.
The chorus of Theban elders walks onto the stage and sings a hymn that begins with the Greek phrase, Poletadina.
Poletadina. That usually gets translated as wonders are many and none is more wonderful than man.
Right.
Which sounds like a huge compliment.
It sounds like a celebration of human exceptionalism, sure. But the Greek word dainon is incredibly volatile.
Volatile how?
It doesn't just mean wonderful like a beautiful sunset. It means wondrous, yes, but also dreadful, terrible, terrifying, and awe-inspiring all at once.
Oh, wow.
It is a word that contains its own opposite. When Heidegger translates this ode into German, he translates Dainon as unheimlich, unhomely. The chorus is literally announcing, of all the terrifying, uncanny, unhomely things on earth, nothing is more unhomely than humanity.
Wait, why? I mean, let's look at the actual text of the ode. The chorus lists all these incredible achievements.
They do.
They sing about how man crosses the violent gray winter seas in fragile ships, how we invented the plow to tear up the earth year after year to feed ourselves.
We'll snare the birds and the beasts.
We tamed the untiring mountain bull and put a yoke on its neck. We taught ourselves speech and rapid thought.
We get all of that.
And most importantly, we built cities with laws to protect ourselves from the freezing frost and the driving rain.
Yes.
The text calls humanity pantoporos, resourceful in all things. We figure everything out.
We do.
So I'm still stuck on this idea that this is a tragedy. I mean, isn't building a shelter from the freezing rain a triumph? I'd rather have a roof over my head than sit out in the cold being authentically unhomely. How is our resourcefulness a bad thing?
Your pushback is exactly the tension Sophocles wants the audience to feel. The chorus absolutely acknowledges the triumph. We are resourceful, we conquer the earth. But the ode doesn't stop there.
Right.
It builds up this massive crescendo of human mastery, calling us pantoporos, resourceful in all things, and then it drops a hammer.
The twist.
In the very next breath, the chorus says that despite all this resourcefulness, man is ultimately aporos.
Aporos. Without a way.
Without a way, he comes to nothing. Because from Hades, from death, he can find no escape.
We hit the absolute wall.
We hit the biological and ontological limit. We can invent ships to cross the ocean, we can split the atom, we can map the human genome, but we cannot engineer our way out of our own mortality.
Our gestalt fails.
Completely. And this realization reveals what Heidegger identifies as the Gegenwending, or the counter-turning essence of humanity.
Counter-turning, meaning our greatest strength is the exact mechanism of our downfall.
Exactly. The irony of the ode is that we are the ones who build the cities and weave the laws to make ourselves secure. But because we are so resourceful, because we possess this arrogant drive to master everything, we inevitably overstep.
We push too far.
We tear our own laws apart through hubris, and we end up destroying the very home we tried to build. We cast ourselves out into exile.
If we bring this back to the listener's daily life, think about the fortresses we try to build around ourselves today.
Oh, absolutely.
We accumulate wealth, we buy premium insurance policies, we rigorously optimize our children's education, we try to control every variable to make sure our family is safe.
But this counter-turning essence means that the harder we try to lock the world out, the more fragile our illusion of control becomes.
Because you can't lock death out?
No. Our unhomeliness, our vulnerability to having our reality shattered, isn't a bug in the human operating system, it's a feature. We are fundamentally the most unhomely beings on Earth, precisely because we try so aggressively to conquer the home.
And the brilliance of Sophocles is that he refuses to resolve this tension for us, right?
He does. The ode doesn't just praise our mastery, and it doesn't just condemn our arrogance.
Yeah.
It holds the contradiction whole.
It says, "You are a creature that must build homes, knowing that time and death will destroy them."
The profound human truth that emerges from Antigone is that we cannot retreat from this. We must become at home in the world precisely by enduring the fact that we are unhomely.
That is just a staggering thought. We cannot truly dwell until we have experienced being lost.
Right.
We cannot mend until we have been broken. The fracture of the phenomenological spill isn't an interruption of your life. It is the prerequisite for discovering what your life actually is.
Beautifully put.
But practically speaking, this is terrifying. If our destiny is to be unhomely, and if we can't use our spreadsheets and our Gestel to fix it, what do we actually do when the spill happens?
We need a path forward.
Right. When someone you love dies and the world shatters, you can't just stay frozen in the rubble reading